The next step is to learn what we'll get from Social Security. To do this, I talked with Andy Landis, who wrote a great book, Social Security, The Inside Story.
Probably the easiest way to figure out where you stand with Social Security, they send you a statement every year, so you could look at that. Pretty accurate statement. The way that that's computed is simply a proportion of your lifetime earnings. So whatever your lifetime earnings look like, your Social Security will probably look something like that, with higher average earnings yielding a higher payment, lower earnings yielding a lower payment. For the average worker, Social Security replaces about 42% of their prior earnings. For a high earner, it might be as low as 26% replacement. Not quite as good a deal as the average worker gets. For a low-end worker, it can be as high as a 90% replacement. So the entire computation is definitely skewed towards the lower earner. Some people like that, some don't, but that's the way it's been set up since the beginning. You know, people talk about what age do they get their full Social Security payment. It might be 65, 66, 67. I think they're missing a point. The more they delay their payments, they keep getting higher and higher up to age 70. You could say 70 is the full Social Security payment, not 65 or 66. So you can draw it as early as 62 at a reduced rate. You get the 100% payment at 66 or whatever your full retirement age is. But it really doesn't reach the highest payment until age 70. One way I look at the what if I take it late question is if you take it later, you're giving yourself a gift for the rest of your life, a higher monthly check, inflation protected for the rest of your life. So if you can postpone it, if you have means, especially work, you will be giving yourself a gift by waiting. And the healthier you are, the more sense it makes to take it late. But not if you're raiding other retirement savings to make that happen. Has anybody actually gone to the Social Security website? It's simply www.socialsecurity.gov. So check it out because there's all kinds of stuff there. You're paying for this anyway. You might as well find out what you bought. It's pretty good education. And there's the coolest thing on there is there's online calculators where you can put in different futures and find out what that yields in terms of Social Security payments. So what if I go to part-time 2 years or 5 years or 10 years from now? What effect will that have on my eventual Social Security payment? So you can get a pretty good idea of what's in your future based on your earnings history. Sometimes you hear financial planners and they'll say, oh, well, let's not even count anything in there for Social Security in the plan because it's not going to be there or it's an insignificant amount. Well, again, I've heard people talk about retirement hogwash. This is more retirement hogwash. For the average worker, Social Security generates the same stream of income as a bond fund of $350,000. Now, why would any financial planner in their right mind ignore $250,000 in a person's portfolio that's guaranteed by the government? How could you ignore that fund? Doesn't make any sense.